Mm-hmm. Do this.
And I'm gonna be racing with my girlfriend.
Erika Kirk was having an affair, which is why Charlie Cook took her out of the will. So allegedly, the story is that Erika Kirk was having an affair. Charlie hired a private investigator to kind of follow her and see what was going on.
And as a part of her Shabbat Shalom PR blitz, she conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office. And yet, curiously, that wedding photo is missing.
The latest Erika Kirk scandal blowing up online is wild. They're saying she was cheating on Charlie with multiple men, and not just random guys, but people inside Turning Point USA. Yeah, the same organization that built its brand on faith, family, and traditional values. But that's not all. Now people are saying Charlie found out, and according to Candace Owens, in the final days of his life, Charlie had stopped wearing his wedding ring and was sleeping in his daughter's room instead of with Erika. And if this is true, it would explain a lot about Erika's behavior these past 5 months. She's walking out to fireworks, laughing, making jokes, doing back-to-back interviews in full glam, bragging about how much money Turning Point made after Charlie's death. I mean, she literally called Charlie's memorial an event of the century.
The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, it's just insane.
Yeah, the whole everyone grieves differently narrative just doesn't cut it anymore. Literally nothing about Erika looks like she's grieving. If anything, she acts like a huge burden's been lifted and she's finally free to live how she actually wants to live. Because let's be real, that whole conservative Christian trad wife image was nothing but PR branding for gullible Turning Point fans. Erika has multiple degrees, she runs businesses, she didn't get married at 22 fresh out of Bible study, she got married at 34 to a younger guy, she had her party years, dated around, and built a career. In fact, she's the exact type of woman she now publicly acts like she's against.
What's your advice to young women who get asked out by young men?
Well, stay away from hookup culture. Don't just date to date.
And now you add in these rumored affairs, and people are starting to ask how long this was really going on. Was this years in the making? And who are the men inside Turning Point that Erika allegedly cheated with?
Hi.
Hi!
Good morning, America!
All right, so we already know Erika lied about not dating anyone for 5 years before she met Charlie because receipts exist. There are actual photos and video proof showing she dated multiple men, including Cabot Phillips, JT Massey, former Survivor contestant Joe Anglim, and basketball player Josh Harrelson. And that's just the men we know of. So if she's capable of lying about that, is she also lying about being a faithful wife to Charlie? Did she suddenly turn over a new leaf the second she met Charlie, who didn't even look like her usual type? Well, here's where it gets messy. Some Turning Point insiders who recently got fired for questioning Erika are claiming that she didn't just date before Charlie. Allegedly, she kept dating after she married him. Again, these are allegations, but multiple Turning Point whistleblowers are saying Erika was sneaking around behind Charlie's back with several men inside TPUSA. And some of them are even saying she was mocking Charlie, talking about his appearance, calling him naive and laughing at him. So who are these men Erika allegedly had affairs with? Well, one name that keeps coming up is Cabot Phillips. And yes, he's also married. Cabot and his wife, Emma Meschel, tied the knot in September 2020, while Erika and Charlie got married in December 2021. But rumor has it that Erika and Cabot kept things going even after both of them were married to other people, and the timeline alone is already shady. Based on photos Cabot himself shared, he was dating Erika in late 2017. There's a specific one from a painting date where he literally captioned them as a couple. But here's where it gets wild. There's also a photo from that same month of Cabot playing basketball with Charlie. So, how does that happen? How do you date someone who's friends with Charlie and pretend you don't know him later? Fast forward a few months, and sometime in 2018, Erika goes on a job interview for Turning Point with Charlie, claiming she had no idea who he was.
And yeah, we met at the office, very briefly. And that was you that was standing in line in Israel.
And then we went to Bill's Burgers in New York. Best burgers.
Oh my gosh. So then, do you want to tell that part?
You can tell it. They hear enough of me. All they hear is me.
Okay, so we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
It started that way.
Right. So we sit down, and you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily. On philosophy, politics,
Culture.
Religion, culture,
Economics.
what else? Everything else you can imagine, he grilled me. Anything he talks about on his podcast show, he grilled me on.
So again, if Erika was dating Cabot in 2017 and he was hanging out and playing basketball with Charlie, there's literally no way Erika didn't know who Charlie was. But now insiders are alleging that Erika and Cabot may have been plotting this whole thing. Allegedly, they never really stopped seeing each other, and Erika marrying Charlie was apparently just a task, handed to her by the people who control Turning Point behind the scenes. And that angle gets even darker when you remember that, according to former Special Forces operative Mitch Snow, both Erika and Cabot allegedly attended that secret military meeting at Fort Huachuca the day before Charlie was assassinated.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby.
And what makes this story even more suspicious is that literally days after Charlie was assassinated, Erika picks Cabot to replace him on the college tours.
Erika Kirk's ex is now the speaker for Turning Point. Cabot Phillips, the editor of the Daily Wire, the outlet that actively had beef with Charlie. The same Daily Wire that went and took over the Charlie Kirk show for a cameo 6 days after he was assassinated. Not only is this guy Erika's ex, but while Erika was dating Cabot, Cabot already knew Charlie. So now that Charlie's gone, Erika's already decided to give her ex-boyfriend a seat at Turning Point? That's totally not suspicious at all. Nothing to see here.
And this is exactly the kind of move that makes this whole thing feel orchestrated. But it gets even wilder. Some Turning Point insiders are now saying that Erika wasn't just sneaking around with Cabot. Allegedly, she had multiple affairs and was constantly hitting on younger men inside TPUSA. Now again, these are just rumors at this point, but the names that are getting thrown in the mix are TPUSA correspondent Jack Posobiec, strategic director for Turning Point USA's high school program Brandon Schubert, and advisory council member at Turning Point Nathan Neugebauer. And honestly, looking at these men and looking at Erika's dating history, they look way more her type than Charlie did. And while there's no actual proof that Erika was caught cheating, the rumors are going wild. And people who are now getting fired from Turning Point are spilling all the tea on who Erika really is behind the scenes. One anonymous source claimed that even before Charlie was assassinated, Erika was already taking control, calling the shots at the top level, handing out orders, and basically pushing Charlie out of his own company.
Every time Erika got involved in a Turning Point event, something felt off. People got pulled from their posts for no clear reason, replaced with names nobody recognized. They weren't loud about it. They just appeared. They'd hover, take notes, make little adjustments, and they did strange things, subtle stuff, asking for background checks on volunteers who'd already cleared, rerouting internal comms through temporary systems nobody could verify, requesting access to attendee lists that had nothing to do with their role. What most people don't realize is that Erika had already started acting like CEO before Charlie even died. She was giving orders, making executive calls, speaking for the organization in ways that made all of us uncomfortable.
But it doesn't stop there. The insider also said that Charlie started realizing something was off and tried to confront Erika about it. But by the time he even began to figure out what was happening, it was already too late.
Charlie would try to intervene and she'd just talk over him, like he didn't even matter anymore. And then, just days after he died, they announced her as the new CEO, like she was some kind of savior stepping in during a tragedy. That didn't sit right with anyone who'd been there.
And now on top of all this, Candace just came through with even more receipts revealing that the night before the assassination, Charlie had taken off his wedding ring and slept in his daughter's room.
You wanted Charlie to have a good night's sleep. He was so excited. So you sent him to sleep in his daughter's room. You know, it just registered to me as a little bit backwards. I wanted my husband to have a good night's sleep because of something he had the next day. I'd probably let him sleep in the room, and I would sleep in my daughter's room. Flagged that. I also thought what was interesting is that you said the next morning when he snuck in, he grabbed his wedding band. Again, minor detail, but I asked myself, why was his wedding band off?
So could this mean that Charlie was already contemplating divorce? Did he discover something about Erika that was unforgettable? Well, even if half of all the allegations are true, Erika's alleged affairs might have completely reshaped the power dynamics at TPUSA. Multiple men, secret meetings, the timing that lines up with Charlie being pushed out. It's almost like someone was playing a long game behind the scenes. Makes you wonder how much of Erika's public persona was performance, and how many of these relationships were just part of a much bigger plan.